The first issue that we look at is that Americans kinda suck at saving. As of August 2017, according to CareerBuilder, 78% of full-time workers say they live paycheck to paycheck with less than $1,000 in savings. This is up 3% from last year alone. It also states that up to 10% of six-figure earners still can't make ends meet. Do you think that 3 out of 4 Americans planned on living paycheck to paycheck? Probably not. Life happens whether or not we plan for it. Most of America walks on eggshells without a safety net. Did you know that out of $2 billion GoFundMe has raised, $930 million was raised just to help pay for people's medical expenses? What happens when you live paycheck to paycheck and then you have a medical emergency or the car breaks down? Do you have a backup plan? The next issue is overconsumption. Warren Buffett says that if you always buy stuff you don't need, eventually you will have to sell the things that you do need. Why do you think most people have yard sales? Is it because they want to get rid of stuff at pennies on the dollar? Or is it because they're strapped for cash and they need to sell the items quickly? Everyone has habits around money, and some are better than others. In his best-selling book, The Compound Effect, Darren Hardy relates that it's not the big things that kill us, it's the small habits that chip away that end up leading us to ruin. From the daily Starbucks run to the $1,000 shiny stones marketed as the equivalent of love, how we spend our money becomes our lifestyle. Debt allows us to buy things before we can afford them and gets us caught up in the looking the part but not playing the part, mainly to impress other people. There are too many hardworking Americans working low-income jobs who are willing to spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars on things that they do not actually need. Why zero out all of that effort so you are forced to do it again the next week, and the week after that, and after that, and after that? When does that cycle end? If one of your lifestyle habits is over shopping, please consider this. If you buy a $200 sweater for $150, try not to fool yourself into thinking that you saved $50. $150 still left your bank account and went to the store. Also, how much do you think it actually cost to buy the fabric and make the sweater? And is that truly worth $150 of your hard-earned dollars? Do you even need the sweater in the first place? And if you do need one, could you have gotten a similar sweater for a cheaper price as long as it still looked good? A good way of looking at future purchases is that if you invested the money instead, would you have a greater satisfaction in the future than you do now by spending it? Just an 8% return on your money means with compound interest, your investment would double in 9 years. Is that $150 sweater worth $300 in 9 years? Or $600 in 18 years? Or $1,200 in 27 years? Doesn't it make more sense to live within our means now so that we can buy cash flowing assets to increase our means in the future? Then once we have assets, we can afford everything we ever want and more because we truly have the means to do so. In our capitalistic society, there will always be a new cool invention, a new style, or a new gadget. Commercials and advertisements tell us that buying their stuff will make us happy, when in reality it's to make the corporations rich and to make us always wanting more. If we do not consciously protect our money, it will get gobbled up by whatever new comes along and catches our eyes.